Good evening, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 5:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. This isn't financial advice. It's educational. Click the subscribe and the bell. Be notified when these videos come out, as well as click the thumbs up and share the video. We are here to talk about NKN, a new kind of network. Intraday updates are on the twitter.com link below the video. Let's look at NKN, and this is really pretty nice looking pattern, but a little scary at the same time. Let's go take a look at what these guys do very quickly, as this was a user request. So let's get straight into it. First and foremost, this is a decentralized type of network capability to help optimize the network hops from one point to the other points. Peer-to-peer. You gotta kind of be very clever in how you traverse the globe when it comes to going from point A to point B. So this is what these guys do. They optimize it, but furthermore, they kind of look at various ways in terms of improving the existing ways in which we network today. Number one, we have a client-server model today. It's very obvious whether we're talking about going to the cloud or going to another company. Doesn't really matter. We are pointing into one place almost all the time. It is expensive, and it is a bit of a pain in the butt because you get a lot of denial of service attacks, etc., like that. Utilization as well. I mean, you have latent things sitting around doing nothing, and you have all this bandwidth that you're not using. You might be using 10% of it. People go home at night from work and they shut their computers down. All that network traffic kind of sitting idle. In the meantime, centralization as well. Really kind of the trust system. I mean, this all goes back to the broader Web 3.0 and decentralized philosophy, so I won't belabor that. But right now, let's look into the solutions that these guys have. They have this concept of a consensus via proof of relay. Think of relay as kind of like, I am proving out that I am staking and I am a relay point so that the network as a whole knows where these relays are, similar to what relays are in regular networking out there for those who are into networks. In the meantime, also you have utilization and how do I properly utilize unutilized bandwidth, and this is what all of this is really about. Now, this is a geeky company. There's no question about it. These guys are not great. They have some nice graphics, but it's a little bit hard to read, especially if you're an investor like myself. You have to peel through the layers of the onion. And yes, it will make you cry. Sometimes you'll kick yourself 100 times because, sometimes you don't really know what's going on with it, and you got to just keep reviewing it a bunch of times. I kind of get the point now. They have a couple of small apps out there. This is just beginning to get used, but we are not there yet. This is kind of at the same level of marketing as NewCipher once was. I think they've done a much better job now. But they're kind of at that stage, that beginning stage of the project. So looking at the current market cap, we're at 380 million right now, so almost 400 million. We still have, at a fully diluted basis, another 150, 170 million dollars to go before this thing gets capped. Now let's go over to the actual NKN US dollar pair. 53 cents right now. Looks like I drew this a little bit earlier, probably a couple hours ago. I kept it up here, but it's definitely pulling back. We're below this shaded area. I call this kind of like the shaded area of resistance. And if we do have a pullback, we can dip down to 38 cents and maintain our position over this line here. But the next leg of support, if it does continue to go down, would be around 26. Again, this is like one of those companies that just needs better marketing, I think, overall. But, I've looked at some of the apps. I wouldn't use them because they seem a little hard to use. But people who will want to build apps and be able to get from point A to point B very quickly using people's untapped bandwidth resources, this would be that kind of company. Taking a look over at the NKN Bitcoin pair, this one also kind of showing a line of area of support up here around the 1,000 range. We're currently all the way back down to 875. If we wind up dropping any further, we could be down as low as 619, which would be consistent with what we're seeing on the NKN US dollar pair. Now, I think overall this is a good company. I think they're slightly early on, but again, just like New Cipher once was very early on, it was only 6 months ago that they were really early on when I started covering them. This one feels that kind of like the same thing. But I'd like to see a little bit more, hear a little bit more about adoption from the company before I wet my beak on it. But it does look sort of compelling, and I'll keep my eye on this one. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got. And by the way, Bitcoin's at 63,000. Bitcoin dominance is going down, so we're smacking the channel once again. Talk soon. Bye.